Welcome to the Blind But Not Broken podcast, a journey through resilience and perception, where every mile reveals a new insight. Join us as we navigate the road ahead.
Hey everybody, it's Junior with the Blind But Not Broken podcast. I was talking to my brother, and it amazes me. I've talked to you all before about going and researching your own stuff, whatever you think, research it, because it's the only way to be sure of stuff. Because if you believe the talking head on TV or my talking head or whatever, if you believe those things, just because you're lazy and you don't want to go research, it's not that hard to research. AI will help you research. I mean, AI has helped me a crap ton. And but it's just funny to me because I was talking to my brother. my brother's very my brother's really unique. I love him to death. And he the way he thinks blows me away. He for instance, has a smartphone. Of course, everybody has a smartphone. He doesn't want one, but nowadays you have to have one. And I mean, it's the only way to keep yourself in touch with people is, again, with a smartphone. So, but the thing I think is the funniest thing about it is that I've talked to him about AI, and he's like, well, AI can listen into you. When you don't want them to listen in, they can listen in, and they can turn on things, and they can do this, and they can do that. It's like the Alexa app, for instance. I have that, of course, because it makes it just so much easier for me. But I've also got Grok, which is my Aura. That's the one I use for everything, most everything, except for like alarms and that kind of thing. Then I use the other one. But and I use a few more AIs, like Chat GBT. And but my brother thinks I'm nuts because I use these things. And he won't do it. He won't do it. He won't do it. He's got the smart TV. He's got blah blah blah. He's got internet, and he's got the smartphone, and he thinks that because he doesn't have quote unquote AI, that that he can't be listened to, and he can't be this, can't be that. And I told him I was talking, like I said, I was talking to him yesterday, day before, and he was talking about this stuff, and I went, you do understand that your phone, because he's thinking about the government and listening to him and stuff. And I says, your phone is a 24-hour listening device. I said, doesn't matter where you have it with you, doesn't matter any of that stuff. Your TV is a 24-hour day listening device. They can turn it on anytime they want. The technology's there. It's just doing it. And I'm telling him about this, and he's just stuck. He's stuck in the fact that AI bad. And I'm like, it got me to thinking about just people around me, that and how I used to be when computers first came out. That's what I thought. I thought computers, and it was just like, pooey. Not thinking, and again, I'm a trucker at this point, and then not thinking that computers are going to be the next thing that just blows the world up. I mean, it just, if you don't know how to use them, et cetera, like I use the one I'm on now. And I didn't think much about it. Like I said in another video, I started talking about, and until the trucks that I was driving were just giant computers all of a sudden. I mean, that's they just it was like one year there wasn't computers, and the next year, oh my, then the trucks were just one big huge computer. They told it what to do. They could tell it what speed to go. They could tell it, everything. To give up my location, you name it. They could tell it. You had Qualcomm, you had all this different stuff, satellite communications, all these different things that were going on. It was all computers. And now AI is the big thing, and AI is huge, and it's going to be huge. And like I said before in a previous video, in the next 5 to 7 years, if you're not working with AI, you're going to get so far left behind. It's going to be like Stone Age to the 1950s. How different that is. Think about it, the wheel in the Stone Age, and then four wheels and a steering wheel, and you're driving in a car and you're beeping. And think of a caveman looking at that, because that's where it's going to be. I mean, this is that much of leap. It's sort of like they went from, and I'm old enough to I'm gonna give away my age here. I'm old enough to remember this, where you went from vinyl to 8 track to a cassette tape to a CD. I mean, I remember floppy disks. Um, I remember all this stuff, and it's like I'm thinking of how far we've come since then. I mean, with everything, technology's got so much better and so much. I mean, of course, there are people who abuse it. There always is. No matter what it is, there's going to be people who abuse things. And you can't help that. I mean, that's going to happen whether or not you like it or not. It's going to happen. I mean, people tend to go too far no matter what it is. Whether it be uh you know uh politics, or whether it be religion, or whether it be fraud, or whether it be you know uh social programs. No matter what it is, people are going to abuse it. That's just the way it is. They're going to figure out a way around it. They're going to figure out a shortcut, because that's human nature at this point. Human nature is shortcuts. I don't want to pay my dues. It's like when I first started trucking, you had to pay your dues in trucking before you learned how to work the system enough to get decent loads and make some decent money. It was, you paid your dues. And I remember when I used to get trainees that used to come into my truck, and I was supposed to teach them how to drive and stuff. And like I said, the first question I would ask them is, what are you here for? If they said, well, I just want to get a little experience so I can be local. I want to be local. I want to be home every night. Okay, cool. So I would teach them how to drive, but I would not teach them how to make any money, because that's not what they were interested in. They were interested in going local. And back then, you didn't make any money local unless you know, uh, got a cush job. There were not that many local jobs that paid a lot, because local jobs knew that they could pay crap, and guys would go for it because it would get them home every night. The guys that made the money were over the road. Those are the guys that were kicking butt. When they first started coming out with these runs that started making a little more money, that were local or regional or whatever, and people were like, "Oh, you don't know what we make, and you're gone all the time." And it was like the first time I showed one of my paychecks to one of these guys, they about crapped themselves because of the fact that I was like 6 times what they made, and they were blown away by the money I was making. And it was like, it was like anything else. Pay your dues, you get I'm sure it's no matter what it is. You start as a lawyer somewhere, you're not going to automatically make, millions of dollars as a lawyer, unless you happen into it because of a friend or something. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen. You're going to have to pay your dues, figure out what you're doing, and then get to a place, and then all of a sudden now you're making money. It's the same way with everything, and people try to take shortcuts for everything. Shortcuts don't usually work out for most people. That's the problem, is that most people would rather do that shortcut. And so, well, so and so over here did it. Okay, well, if so and so over there, and I know everybody's heard this, if so and so over there jumped off the Empire State Building, would you follow him? If the answer is no, then why are you following him with this other stuff? Make your own path. It's like, let's say you've got a sidewalk that's full of snow and there's no tracks in it. In order for you to get where you're going, you're going to have to make tracks. You're going to have to make your own path to wherever you're going. And that's what you should look at life, as, make your own path, do your own thing. If you're passionate about something, no matter what it is, if you're passionate about helping people, help people. If you're passionate about feeding people, feed people. Look at Tony Robbins. The man is passionate about helping others. He feeds, he's into feeding billions of people. Billions. I mean, think about that. Billions. That's ridiculous. It's nuts. And it's like, but he's doing it. And why is he doing it? Because he's so passionate about it, and he's been helping people, and he does this thing, and people pay thousands and thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars to hear him speak for 4 days. I mean, he's got that one thing he puts on, that one seminar that's literally like 3-4 days, and it's 10 grand a person. But then again, you get something huge out of it. Then you have people that will try to do the shortcut on it. It's sort of like when I was in Herbalife. I mean, one of the things I was thinking was, well, they had a thing called Prelox Blue, and Prelox Blue was I don't think they have it anymore, but anyway, they have a thing called Prelox Blue. What it was supposed to be for was sort of like the Herbalife's answer to the little blue pill. And I was thinking to myself, if one for, twice or three times a day was good, then five would be awesome 3 times a day. And I was thinking, boy, I'm going to have a cape on, and I'm going to run in there, and I'm going to be doing, you know. And it's like, the funny part about it is that I was actually, this is how my mind was working. And so I did this. Well, what it actually did was it got my testosterone so hyped up that instead of being all lovey-dovey and ready to go for the next 36 hours, the wind would blow and a leaf would blow across the floor, and I would get angry and kick the leaf. I was pissed off. I was like, ugh! And I was like, I didn't realize till later what I had done. Now, everybody and their brother that knows me laughs about this now, because I was trying to have this really romantic time, and this really romantic time went right out the window because I had so much oomph behind me and so much testosterone going on that I was like, I was evil. And I actually told the story in one of the Herbalife seminars. Everybody laughed, and it was like, because it was funny then. It wasn't funny at the time. And I realized that, I overdid it because I was trying to do a shortcut. That's what it was. It was a shortcut. That's exactly what I tried to do. And the shortcut blew up in my face like most shortcuts do. You do a shortcut, it's going to blow up in your face. It's not good. It's not fun for anybody. And the reality is that it doesn't do you any good, and it doesn't do anybody around you any good, because you haven't learned anything. I learned more about this with Herbalife because of the fact that, the people that wanted a quick one pill, drop it in their mouth, and all of a sudden they went from 400 pounds to 90 pounds. And it was like, oh my gosh. And you hear about this stuff all the time. Oh, this will work and that'll work. It's the latest fad. It's the latest thing. It's the Atkins diet or this diet or that diet. Nobody ever read the fine print on this stuff. They all just wanted this shortcut. There's no shortcut. I lost 200 pounds with Herbalife. That's true. That's what I did. That's what happened. All right. Um, I, but it took me a year and a half to do that. So it took me time to do that. I didn't get chubby, fat, obese, huge, whatever you want to call it. I didn't get that overnight. It took time for me to do that, and I explained that in one of my other videos about when I used to, when I used to power lift and stuff and was eating like I was. And then I started trucking, which meant I couldn't power lift anymore. I didn't have the exercise anymore, but I kept eating like I was power lifting, hence hugeness. Um, you know, again, I talk about research. I talk about, this, I talk about that. When you get told, oh, there's this new thing, you should do it. Or, oh my gosh, the latest fad, you should do it. Before doing it, research the hell out of it. AI, like I said before, AI is a great way to do that. Okay, you can Google it, but a quicker way to do it, okay, a quicker way to do it that's not shortcutting it is AI, because AI can search everything all at once and bang, it's right there in front of you, and it gives you multiple. And then once you learn how to prompt the AI, like, well, where'd this source come from? Where's the source material? Give me the sources so that I can see them all at once. I want to see the sources. I don't just want you to tell me it. I want you to show me the sources. And it pops it up and it puts it all up there, and I can go look and I can see all the sources, and I can see, okay, well, this one is, or these 10 are from the same company, only different email addresses or whatever. And they're all saying this product is wonderful and awesome and yada, yada, yada. But you get 5 pages in to Google or whatever. All right. Now all of a sudden you start reading about, people dying or whatever. And it's like, you have to be able to uh, research to where you know what you're doing. If you have the facts and you know what you're doing and you know what you're talking about, you'll never lose another argument. You just won't. You'll never lose another discussion. People will, you know, come at you and try to stump you, but it's like me. People try to stump me. My brother tries to stump me all the time. And it's like, all I do is go research it. It doesn't take that long. It takes 5 minutes out of my day. And you're going to tell me you don't have 5 minutes to do this? Bullshit. It's total hogwash, and you know it. Again, it's one of the, going back to that thing I said in an earlier video. If you want it bad enough, you figure out a way. If you don't, you figure out an excuse. If you don't want it bad enough and all you want to do is listen to some talking head on TV, awesome, do it. Get on CNN or Fox or wherever the hell you get your news and have a ball. Now, you're going to be seriously misled, and it's going to seriously take a toll on you later on in life, because all that stuff all the time you wasted, etc. Take it from somebody who wasted a crap ton of time. Me. All right. I used to listen to radio constantly when I was on the road. Okay. Alexa, stop. AI. But you you can do you can do and you can be as smart or as dumb as you want to be. That's up to you. But it boils down to, I would never lead you astray. The reason I'm telling you these things is because what I've found out for myself. And I I want people to be in the know. I want people to understand. I want people to get it so that they're smarter. Because if you're smarter, you make better decisions. Better decisions that affect you and your life and your family's lives and etc. That's the reality of it. When it's all said and done, the bottom line is, if you don't know, what you're changing and why you're changing it, for instance, okay, uh, a song by Trace Adkins, you're going to miss this. Really good song, but it literally shows, as you're growing up, the different stages. Okay, in a great way. It's a great song. You should go listen to it if you haven't. Trace Atkins, YouTube, simple, free. Sort of like Jim Rohn. Remember I told you Jim Rohn, ROHN, Tony Robbins' mentor. You listen to him, 21 days, it'll change your life. That's reality. There's not a wrong statement there. Nobody can prove that wrong because nobody is doing it. I tried to prove people wrong. That's how I know that it's correct if you do it for 21 days and that it's a habit. Because you do anything for 21 days, it turns into a habit. That's what it does. That's science. Uh, but like I said, research it. My brother, how this whole thing started, this whole episode, and I wanted to make sure that I mentioned it. My brother, I have to laugh because again, he's got that phone, he's got his smart TV, he's got his remotes, and yet he thinks AI is evil, but yet he uses it every day and he doesn't even realize it. He doesn't look at it that way. I try to tell him, and he's like, it goes in one ear and right out the other. It's like you could look through his ear and say, hello. I mean, it's my brother's awesome. Don't get me wrong. He is a very smart man, but he's dumber than hell about some things. And uh, I have learned that I just, one of the things that he'll do is he'll literally, instead of asking, my brother is he is he is such a guy. He man's man, works with leather. He's very, not kinky or anything, although could be too. Anyway, that's a totally different episode. Anyway, but he, I'm joking. My brother's not like that, but he will figure out ways to ask me stuff that will make me go research it for him. And I've learned this. I've started to learn this. And I'm learning now to go, well, why don't you ask an AI or why don't you go Google it? Because he's had me for years being able to say something to me. And all of a sudden, because I want to help, I'll get on my AI and I'll figure it out quick and tell it to him. Now, what does that do? That makes it so that he doesn't have to do a damn thing. Not helping him at all. I'm starting to realize that, getting smarter, but as the saying goes, it's so obvious a blind man can see it. Hello. Um, but again, it's up to you. Up to you what you decide to do, whether or not you want to be smart, whether or not you want to change your life, whether or not you don't want to change your life. Again, the reason I'm putting these things out there is because of the fact that I want to help. And it's stuff that I've learned. And I give you the shortcuts to what I've learned so that you don't have to do that yourself the hard way, like I did. That's why I'm doing some of this stuff, is so that I can help do that. My brother was a great way, because when he started talking to me, day before yesterday, I don't know, it was yesterday, but anyway, when he started talking to me about this, I was like, when we had this conversation, I was like, this is perfect for this to tell you guys, because of the fact that it's something true that happened, and it's, nobody can refute it, and everything I've just said is totally true, including the research part. Go research. Don't believe me, go research it. Use AI, figure out AI, learn AI. that'll also change your life because AI is the future. If you learn AI now, maybe you can be one of the ones that fixes AI or helps AI to take it to the next level. You know, I mean, those guys are going to get paid big bucks that do that, that can go in there and get that done. I mean, there's a lot of people that I know that would be so much better with it, just like me so much better when I edit, when I have AI split this video up into small videos, because these videos, the main videos, the whole video, I put it on Patreon only. You can't get it anywhere else, only on Patreon. But yet, little shorts of the video will end up, because of AI, will end up going to YouTube and Facebook and Reels and Instagram and TikTok and whatever else they've got out there, X, anywhere I can put it, LinkedIn, anywhere I can put it. We will go out there, and AI helps me do that so that I don't sit every day, all day, trying to do this stuff, because I've learned AI enough to use it to do this. It's an amazing thing, guys. Like I said, you just can't, you can't go wrong with learning for yourself, because if you learn it yourself, like everything else, everybody thinks they're right about stuff and they'll defend it to the end. The problem is, you don't look intelligent when you're defending something that can't be defended and somebody else has facts and you don't. As uh, as Ben Shapiro would say, facts don't care about your feelings. It's true. Have your facts so that you can be the one that knows what's going on, and then you can change your life by making that plan and knowing what's happening and knowing what's coming. You can make a plan to, make your future much brighter, no matter what that might be, because you literally know, okay, here's where things are going, here's the facts on stuff, boom. Simple deal. It's like somebody, if you want to start a business, no matter what the business is, what's the first thing you do? Go research it. Go research who else is doing the business. What kind of pay are they getting? Because if you're just going to start being an artist and say, well, I'm going to sell this painting for $500, that painting is going to sit there and collect dust for the next 20 years because you didn't go research. But you go research and figure out, okay, this is what's going on. This is what sells. This is what's popular, whatever it is. Then you can realize, okay, there are certain parts of the country where this particular painting that I just did would be a work of art. But over here on this side of the country, nobody's really going to look at it. Nobody's really going to see it. Well, research it. It's the only way you're going to know. And then you're not spending money doing things. If you like to paint, but figure out what to paint. Figure out the passion that you paint with. I always relate things back to music because I believe music and laughter are the keys to people's souls. I believe that. And Tracy Lawrence has a song called Paint Me a Birmingham. It's kind of what I'm talking about. I would put these songs on here for you. I would do that. And when I figure out how to do the editing to where I can put the links into these things, that's what I'll do. I'll put the links in on the bottom. I haven't figured that out yet. Still learning, but I'm trying to put out as much as I can. But guys, I know I've ran, along here, but the reality is that we can do whatever we want. We can be whoever, we can become whoever we want to become, because we have that choice every day that ends in Y. We do. I believe that totally. I'm blind, and yet look what I'm doing. You can do anything. If I can do this, you damn sure can. Don't let anybody get in your way. Don't let anybody tell you, no, you can't do that, or no, you can't do this. Whatever it is, whatever your passion is. I don't care if your passion is is hairball art. Do hairball art. If that's your passion, do it. I don't care what it is. Like I said before, have the ant theory. Don't let anything get in your way. Just keep going. Don't hurt nobody, but keep going forward. Because the reality is even if you fall, you're falling forward and you're still making progress. You just get back up. That's the point. What did Colonel Sanders do? Colonel Sanders was 60, I want to say 65 or 68 when he started, you know, going out there and telling people about his product. And today, everybody knows who that man's name is. It took him, he got two or 300 no's, just no's. Nobody, you know, he got multiple no's, a lot of them. You go up to somebody, hey, this is my recipe. It's awesome. No. And he didn't quit. He just kept going. And now everybody knows who he is. Kentucky Fried Chicken, everybody knows what it is. That's because the man didn't quit. He just kept going. And he's been long gone for many decades. But yet everybody still knows who he is. Everybody's had his product. Just a thought. But anyway, like I said, I hope you choose, because it is a choice, to make this your best day ever. And I hope you choose that for every day that ends in Y. Because, like I said before, it is a choice. I'm glad you chose to be with me for this little while and that you chose to follow me or whatever. And I look forward to talking with you again. Make it your best day ever. Change your life. See ya.